It's a workshop Wednesday here on the News 10 Plus Digital Desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni with Nicole Buckman.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. It's beautiful outside.
Oh, I know. Why are we inside?
I don't know. Studio 10 should be outside today if you guys aren't doing that.
Speaking of it, we are. A little bit. Yes, because we have to have all this room because we have the world's most dangerous polka band.
I was like, where's this going?
Polkaing on our show today. So I am Polish, so my little Polish heart is super happy to have this on. But they have a fun event celebrating May Day. May Day was technically on like the beginning of May, but they're having a big performance this weekend, so we're excited to have them on our show, talk a little bit about what makes polka music so special, it gets you going, and then also like what makes their band so dangerous. I'm a little nervous, but I don't think it's too bad.
I want to find out why it's dangerous too, but I was telling Colton, because we heard the Studio 10 little tease coming up during News 10 today at 11, and when you brought up the polka band, me and Colton started going, polka, polka, like in Home Alone.
Yes, basically.
Polka, polka.
Yeah, so it'll be so much fun and just a great showcase of different events, different communities, different bands that are around here in mid-Michigan that you're like, I didn't know this was here. So we're excited to have them on. Plus, we are also kind of extending Teacher Appreciation Week because, I'm sorry, the teachers just do so much around here. They deserve more than a week, more than a day, more than a month, year-round appreciation. And plus, like, we're closing in on the school year, so they're super busy. So one of our Teachers of the Week, which we celebrate teachers like every Monday on Studio 10 and have a Teacher of the Week. And one of them previously won a couple weeks ago, and we're going to have her on today.
Aww.
Talk a little bit about her students, what it's like to be a teacher, why people should go into teaching, because I know right now there are lots of shortages. But talking a little bit about that and playing a little bit of a this or that game with her, which is always fun to kind of get to know. Because do they like pens? Do they like pencils a little bit more? Are they a coffee drinker? Do they like energy drink? You know, just kind of getting to know the teacher. Do they like dry erase boards or do they like the smart boards? Similar to this is kind of like a smart board.
That is true.
Yeah,
that one's tricky to work actually for me. So maybe a whiteboard.
Yes. We're excited to have them on. And then also too, I know you guys are working on the East Lansing Arts Festival. So we're having kind of a dual guest today for First at 4, but they'll first be on Studio 10 talking a little bit about the festival, how long it's been around, how hard it is to get into this festival, you know, how you can bring your kids there, the hands-on activities, and I know you guys are hitting more on the business and that, economic impact, all of that. But it'll be fun because Heather's great. The East Lansing Arts Festival is so much fun to do. There's something about just going downtown, have East Lansing, and having all the roads closed, and just seeing art and just seeing smiling faces. The weather's perfect for it. And then it's cool too because across the street over by the Union is where the arts and crafts show is. So it's a wide range of art and crafts and artisans and just picking up conversations. So we're going to dive into that.
Learn their stories, bring your cash, bring your cards, because you will spend money.
Yes.
Because it's so creative and you're like, where else would I find this unique piece?
1,000%. And I try to be like a smart shopper, and I try to take a picture of things. And if I keep thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to that booth and buy it because you aren't going to find this anywhere. And you can take as many business cards as you want, but sometimes artists is like, this is the only time I'm going to make this. So it's going to be great. Lots of fun on Studio 10 today. So definitely tune in because I see a lot of our polka guests are coming in. They're poking their heads in. So I got to go handle them and make sure everything is all set for their performance today.
All right. Well, thank you, Nicole. Very exciting. And she had a little tease coming up for First at 4 because, yes, we are talking about the East Lansing Art Festival in many different ways today. So we will hear more about it on Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock. Of course, head on over to WILX Studio 10, which is their social media handle, for all of those updates and anything that you want to know in terms of what you can do this weekend. There is a lot of events happening this weekend across mid-Michigan. So we want to get you outside because it's going to be phenomenal weather, and we have Colton Cichoracki here to share what that phenomenal weather is looking like and if there's anything in the forecast to keep an eye out for as we head into the second half of the week because we are at Wednesday. But anyway, Studio 10 comes up at 3 o'clock in just over 50 minutes, so get ready to see them.
Someone's getting emails.
I know.
I think it's over there.
The board is going a little crazy right now.
Yeah. That's okay though. We're here. You know, it's my Monday, so I just feel like frazzled a little.
That's what happens on a Monday.
Busy.
Yeah.
Yes. Meetings and all sorts of things going on today. But you know, we're here, and the weather today overall has been pretty nice. You know, I was just outside. It is lovely outside, as we saw a lot of the clouds clear. Not for everyone just yet, and we'll show you that in just a second. But let's show you not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of our sky cams with our Meridian Company Skycam network. All live views right now from US 127 in Clinton County to East Lansing at MSU, Jackson, as well as Mason. By the way, doing some of the work there on the courthouse in Mason. I was just down there yesterday, downtown Mason. Lovely.
Oh, just kind of hanging out?
Got a coffee.
Oh, there you go.
So good.
Anyways. Like, did you have to be in court, Colton? What'd you do?
I did not have to be in court, no. I was there voluntarily. But yeah, just a really nice afternoon. We see a lot of sunshine taking over, all thanks to the system kind of moving away from us. We have high pressure that's going to build in here throughout the rest of the day today, and that's going to lead to some clearing skies and some sunshine, which is some welcome news. Now, the exception today so far has been real far southern parts of mid-Michigan towards Hillsdale. That's where they're still kind of holding on to a few clouds. Temperatures are much cooler in this part of mid-Michigan, but even now we're starting to see those clouds fade away, and we likely will continue to see that over the next few hours. But checking out the temperatures, upper 60s and lower 70s, I will say my theory here is that we're showing the cloudy icon for Lansing. It is not cloudy in Lansing.
No, it is sunny out there right now.
My theory is that it's picking up some of the haze, so we're seeing some wildfire smoke overhead, and yes, that's a thing again. And we're actually going to have a story today coming up on News 10 at 6, which I'm sure Taylor might mention later. We do have that coming up with a story about wildfire smoke, but we can model it. We showed you these models last year, but we're breaking them back out. Just some smoke in the air today, not a ton really today, but you will notice a little bit of a hazy sky. I noticed it yesterday too.
Yeah.
And then we'll actually keep it around tomorrow as well.
Oh, wow.
There are many wildfires burning in Canada already, over 130. So I did some research today. You might find this interesting.
Yes, let's hear.
Okay, so there's something called a zombie fire.
Okay, I'm going to beat you to it and burst your bubble a bit because Andy was telling me about it Monday. He's like, have you ever heard of a zombie fire? And I was like, what is that? I've never heard of it.
I was like, I'm going to come in here with this knowledge.
I got the knowledge now. Look at that. You know, but still, it's very fascinating, and I'd love for you to share it again because it.
So basically,
it is
when they had wildfires last year, and now that it's getting warm again, some of the old fires that were out are now reigniting because it can actually get really deep into the ground. And now that it's warmer, it's all emerging again.
I don't know if I just don't understand it or my mind can't wrap around the fact that it so does that. Yeah.
Back to life. That's what this is.
That's wild.
Fascinating.
Well, it is. It's very fascinating.
But not good news. Not good news because there are many wildfires. You know, I drove the Alcan. Remember a couple years ago, the road from Alaska to the United States. Well, it's into central Canada. But one of the towns we stopped in is under an evacuation order right now because of wildfires. So, pretty incredible things that are happening right now up in Canada. Sad to see, but you know they didn't see a lot of snow like we didn't, and that's just setting it off. That's dry conditions out there. So
Mother Nature's working.
We expect this to be another very busy wildfire season for our friends in Canada.
And for us, then that probably means more hazy skies like last summer.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we see many repeat days this year when it comes to that. But looking at the chance for rain over the next 5 days, very low chances today, tomorrow. I left the low chance for today only because as far as southern parts of mid-Michigan could see something. Tomorrow afternoon, there may be a stray shower storm that tries to pop up west of us, but I think we're dry for the most part. Best chance for rain out of the next 5 days will come Thursday night into Friday, and we may see a few pop-up showers on Friday as well, and then very low chances as we head into the weekend. So no day is a washout, not even close. But we do have some opportunities of seeing some rain moving forward here. The hour-by-hour forecast showing a few clouds still holding on to southeastern parts of the region, but we should clear out completely tonight, and then we should see a mostly clear sky overnight with temperatures dropping into the 40s. And then tomorrow we start off with the sunshine, and then by the afternoon, see what's happening, some rain moving in from the west. So we will see this rain come into our area. It's actually with a cold front late in the day Thursday and into early Friday morning. That will be pretty quick to move out. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder with this, but I don't expect it to cause major issues. That's out of here by the morning hours of Friday, but then we may see a few pop-up showers or storms throughout the day on Friday. But I think for the most part, it should end up being a dry day as well. So yes, we have some rain in the forecast, but no, I don't expect any day to be a washout. And then I want to show you the 10-day temperature trend because I think we have finally done it. I think we've turned the corner and made it to the warm part of the year with every single day with highs in the 70s. I wouldn't be surprised this weekend if maybe we have to bump those numbers up a bit into the 80s. So it's going to be a really nice stretch here. So gardening, go out and do it. Yes. Can comfortably finally sit. You know, they say in Michigan, wait till Mother's Day to do some gardening and to plant. Is everything okay over here?
I was stretching my hamstring after yesterday's little softball game we had.
Be careful playing softball, but great weather to play softball.
Oh yes, get outside.
But yeah, so it's going to be warm. I don't have any cool downs, and even the cool downs that are out there, lower 70s, that's fine, right? We'll take that.
We will take that. That'll feel good.
So yeah, we're heading into the end of May, and eventually Memorial Day will be here, and then we're off to the races for summer. So
yeah, you definitely want the summer-like temperatures then. And okay, so quick question with the skies, because we have the wildfire smoke, which means we're going to be getting the hazy skies, and the clouds with the rain doesn't help in terms of like getting the blue sunny skies. When it rains, would that help with some of the smoke or no?
Yeah, actually it can. Okay. It can actually help clear away some of the smoke. So that would be a thing, yeah. So it'll kind of go back and forth with whether or not we see the smoke this summer. Okay. It all has to do with the wind direction, how much smoke is going up into the sky, and things like that. So I don't expect every single day to be hazy. It seemed like last year we had quite a few days like that.
I feel like the first half, if not 2/3 of summer, was like hazy skies.
Yeah, and I believe too, I'd have to do more research on that, but I also believe that Canada does not do any sort of trying to stop the wildfire unless it's nearing a town.
Yes.
So that's why they just let them burn, and we'll see what ends up happening. But a lot of it, you know, the wildfires that are currently burning, British Columbia, Alberta, where they're at, so that's Western Canada. But they get the smoke goes up in the atmosphere, and smoke gets brought here.
It does, and then we get all the hazy skies. But that's all right. Well, something will work out. Every time I say that,
I think of lavender haze. I know.
Your Taylor Swift references.
Terrible.
And I've got the purple on. Not lavender, but you got more of the lavender color.
We did not plan that.
No, we didn't. But that's cute. Okay, anything else you want to share?
No, make sure you download the News 10 First Alert weather app. We'll have updates in the forecast throughout there. Tomorrow morning, I will be in for Darren. So I'll have updates in there. Andy will have updates in there. Justin had updates in there. So you kind of get the theme here that we all post. A lot of video updates. You also get radar and all these other useful tools. And it's free in the Google Play and App Store. So make sure you download it today if you don't already have it. And by the way, you know, when we had the Northern Lights this past week, you can submit photos directly in the First Alert weather app if you scroll down to the bottom. So lots of great tools for it, and it's free. So please download it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Colton. We'll see you coming up on Studio 10. So we look forward to that. And First at 4. We'll see you on both of those.
Yes, I will be there for both of that. I think Studio 10 has a lot of fun today. So.
Oh, yeah, they do. They definitely do. And here's another place where you can get the updated forecast. WILX.com, of course, is our webpage. So let me go to that. And then I will click on First Alert Weather. And I'm going to scroll down so you see Colton has this quick little summary of what you can expect throughout the day. But if you want more of those details, especially because our meteorologists get the average of what's happening across mid-Michigan, which means what's happening in Lansing may not be happening all the way in Jackson. So you get the full detailed description right here, plus the almanac information, which gives you some of those records, record highs or record lows, of course, in previous years. And this one dating all the way back to 1895. Pretty cool. So go check that out on the First Alert Weather app. You can scroll down and, or our website, WILX.com. On the weather app, you can actually get some more of those features. So such a great tool to have. But of course, you get your hourly, your 3-day, your 10-day, and your weekend forecasts all on our website as well. And if you scroll down, I'm sure you don't want to look at the past, so we'll see what's coming up in the future for radar. And we'll see if any of those showers are popping up. But like Colton says, it's going to be coming in Thursday night more so and into Friday. And again, just keeping an eye or ear out for some of those rumbles of thunder. But other than that, not a complete washout like Colton mentioned, just going to be popping up sporadically throughout the day. So it's looking weird clear here for the rest of today like Colton was mentioning. But if you want to get more, head over to WILX.com, or one more time, head over to our First Alert weather app. Again, completely free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store. I am going to share what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news, and kind of tying into Studio 10. So they are talking about the East Lansing Art Festival, which is getting started this weekend. Get ready for all the excitement, the creations, all of the fun, and the stories that you can hear from the artists. Really inspiring and just great stuff to see. So, of course, coming up on First Step Forward during Mid-Michigan Matters, we're talking about the economic impact that the East Lansing Art Festival has to bring to the downtown East Lansing area and even around the area as well. It's talking about those restaurants, even the local shops, and of course, what it's providing for our local artists. I went last year, and I can tell you that a lot of people go, but it's, you do have room to walk around. I know some people, they have the fear of crowds. I will reassure you, I'm sure it depends on which day you go. I think I went on a Sunday when it died down a little bit, but still a lot of great items that they were selling, artwork, and then you get less of those crowds too if, that's something you don't want to be around, but you still want to go to the event, support the artists, and check out what they have. Make sure to go do that. Lots of great fun. So we'll share the economic impact coming up during Mid-Michigan Matters today. Coming up, News 10 at 5, we'll have a preview of the 17th Annual Ride of Silence. The Memorial Ride is part of 300 events worldwide honoring bicyclists killed or injured by drivers behind the wheel of a car. That is coming up, News 10 at 5. Coming up, News 10 at 5:30, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers are conducting a study in mid-Michigan after dam failures flooded communities. So we will have more of that coming up, News 10 at 5:30. And lastly, News 10 at 6, we're continuing to follow a gruesome homicide that happened this past weekend. Our very own Riley Connell is continuing on the story, and she'll have the latest and the reaction from the Ingham County prosecutor, John Duane. Those stories coming up today during our 90 minutes of news. I do have Deanna Giles standing right next to me, but before we get to her real quick, just tying into some of the heavy events and stories going on that we are reporting on here at News 10. I do want to share our You're Not Alone Mental Health Series campaign real quick, providing those resources for you through the QR code of mental health care professionals who can help you seek treatment and prevention, recognize signs and symptoms. And even here on News 10 all year long and throughout each week, you can expect a You're Not Alone story, whether that's from a community member sharing their own mental health journey with anxiety or depression, or suicidal thoughts, or stress, addiction, anything of the sort. And then also speaking with mental health care professionals who share what they see when they have, people like you go into their office. They're not, going to give any, they're leaving everything anonymous, of course. They just want to help you. And they'll share how that help has helped other people before and continues to help them moving forward. So that is what you can look forward to all year long here on News 10. And again, May is mental health, which is why we are strongly advocating the importance of you taking care of your mental health. And that is why we have these resources. But I do want to get to Deanna because I know she has an important story coming up today too. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day outside.
It's a beautiful day outside. And you got to be outside grabbing your story.
Yes. So I am talking with MSU and local farmers. They are all partnering with the state of Michigan, looking at ways to advance the future of agriculture. So, excuse me.
You're good.
So, Michigan is a big agricultural state, and so being able to have those advancements when you're talking about climate change and the sudden abrupt changes and different changes in the weather, like I know last year we experienced a lot of droughtness and all that stuff, so making sure they have the right technology or the right funding for it, so they will be getting a little over $1 million in total over a course of 3 years, of course, but all of that is going towards helping farmers and then helping us because we can eat those things from the grocery store and farmers markets.
That's right. You don't just get your food from the store, you get it from the farmers, right?
Exactly. It's got to start somewhere. They're the ones growing it for us. So want to make sure that they are giving us edible edible foods.
Yes,
So,
yes, making sure of that. And also because I know we've had multiple stories, I'm sure you've reported on the stories too, when it was the lack of snow we had over the winter and some of that frost affecting the farm crops too. So,
Right.
I mean, this money is really, hopefully going to help all of those farmers. And then like Deanna said, that trickle-down effect to us.
Exactly, yep. And one of the farmers I was speaking with, he was saying how he experienced some of that, so he's trying out a new method of where he's growing his crops. This is Hillcrest Farms. They're based out of Eaton County, but I think they do surrounding counties as well. So.
That is interesting, moving just the whole location.
Yes, so not just like planting outside, but kind of more in a controlled environment. And a lot of farmers are doing that. It's not just him.
Yeah.
But that is one way to kind of mitigate the change in climate. So, yeah.
That is fascinating. Okay, we're gonna have more from Deanna, News 10 at
5:30.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you.
And speaking of outside, I'll show you the 10-day temperature trend one last time. And then why not, I'll give you a live look over Michigan State University because that's what Deanna was just talking about. So we'll get one last live look outside before we wrap things up here on the News 10 Plus digital desk. But of course, just want to show you what you're experiencing. And also, I know Chris is giving a hi from East Lansing. I know, Chris, yesterday you mentioned you're not really toward Michigan State University's campus, but of course, this is a camera shot I can show you from East Lansing. So hoping for you, Chris, that you're also getting those clear blue skies over in that direction as well. But beautiful day. And as you heard Colton earlier, we are going to get some of those rain chances later this week for the second part of the week, starting Thursday evening. So if you want to get outside and enjoy the warm weather and dry weather, go outside and do so and take advantage of it today, because today is a great day to do that. Other than that, though, I do want to share what Mars Anderson has coming up during our 90 minutes of news. So if you give me just a second here, we're going to see what he has coming up.
Hi, Taylor. Mars Anderson here in the newsroom working on the story of those Canadian wildfires. Now, last year, we did go ahead and get a lot of those effects, those air quality warnings, that hazy, smoky air. But of course, there is that possibility that we could see those same effects this year. I went ahead and talked with experts right here in our own station here at News 10 about what we can expect and also those health impacts. We'll have more on that in our 90 minutes news.
All right, thank you. Mars, again, talking about the hazy skies and the wildfire smoke, how that could impact your health, and sharing, the different impacts that, the wildfire smoke and the haze can cause. Even though it's in Canada, it is traveling across the airspace, and affecting us as well. So we want to make sure your health is staying improved, or at least you're finding ways to limit that smoke from impacting your own health. So Mars, as you see behind me, we'll have more coming up. News 10 at 6 today during our 90 minutes of news. But one last time, I'll show you what else we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news in case you missed that or need just a quick little reminder. So again, here you go, our 90 minutes of news. We're talking about the East Lansing Art Festival. We're talking about the 17th annual Ride of Silence. And then we were talking about the U.S. Army Corps studying dam failures and all of those troubles over there. And lastly, talking about the gruesome murder that happened over the weekend to the 25-year-old. Riley Connell is still on that story, so she will have more coming up during our 90 minutes of news. And I did forget to mention what Deanna was talking about, or show what Deanna was talking about. So real quick, let me show you what she was talking about in terms of Michigan State University working to improve the plants, and they're getting $1 million to have those resources, the technology to be able to keep the crops going. Of course, we live in Michigan. We get the 4 different seasons, and sometimes in one day or even 1 hour. So finding ways to benefit the plants and the crops growth. And Deanna will have more on that and the funding that's going toward it coming up on News 10 at 6, I believe she said. Yes, during our 90 minutes of news. So just make sure you are tuning in. Lots of information to remember over here, but you're taking a look at the crops, of course, in our area. Got those cherries and a lot of other great things coming your way. So make sure to tune in during our 90 minutes of news today. And until then, go enjoy the outdoors because it is looking beautiful outside. In South Lansing, it is still sunny and those blue skies. It was hazy this morning, but now it is clear and sunny. So make sure you go enjoy that, everyone. And until then, have a great Wednesday.